Yo guys, what's going on? It's Duel Unlocked here, and today I'm going to be going over the top decks to build for free-to-play players, what boxes you should invest in as free-to-play players, as well as what decks you can build when going into those boxes. So the first box that I'm going to recommend for free-to-play players is going to be Millennium Duel. This box right here gets you pretty crazy value as free-to-play players. You're able to build a lot of different decks with this box basically, and a few extra cards here and there. First off, the number one deck that you can build is going to be Chimera. Chimera is a really cheap deck. You guys can see here. 25,000 gems only. Basically, with a run through twice through the box, you can build this completely. With a few extra cards here and there. All the extra decks besides Beatrice, Goddess, IP, and Nightmare Phoenix are in this. And it is a pretty good deck. It is tier 2 in the meta, so definitely worth it. The next deck that you can build in this box, of course, is going to be the Despia. Despia has fallen off a bit, but it still is plenty coggable. As you guys can see here, this is a deck that cogged on December 5th, 20 cards for 31,000 gems. Brings some DD Crows, only one Albert. I would probably get up to 2, but it is 20 cards. You do need the Morningstar, unfortunately. And you will need the first Dark Lord, which isn't in the Starving Venom box. So you will have to go out with that, or use a Dream Ticket for it as well, but you would want to get the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon too. The extract has 2 Quertus, which is in this box as well. The Masquerade is a bundle, so pretty cheap to build, as well as the first Dark Lord is in the Starving Venom, so probably recommend going into Starving Venom a little bit with this, but that does work out with another deck that you can build up here as well. Then we're going to go up into another deck that you can build with this is going to be Adamantipator. You guys can see this deck was 12,000 gems and they got max on September 21st. This is basically just all Adamantipator cards, as you can see here. Our list that we cogged with on December 3rd is a little more expensive, as you guys can see, but that is mainly just because of the droplets and the cosmics. It's mainly the same, like you can still run 2 run-throughs of the box will get you this, the 2 Researcher, the 3 Seeker, Analyzer. You do get to go for some Quackimiro in the Millennium Duel, which is in this box as well, so all of these cards are in the box. You can box chip Dark World Dealings, box chip Cosmic if you need. I would recommend instead of playing Synchro Stardust Dragon to play Crystal Wing. I think I had better success with Crystal Wing, but and then you can also box ship Stardust Dragon. Most people, you can also get one for free with the ticket if you still have that. I believe the Starlight one. The Sword Soul is outside the box in the Ultimate Chaos, but that is another good box to invest in as a free-to-play player. So you can see it was just a little bit different, but the gem price was pretty crazy different there. Another deck you could build is Raw, but Raw will require you to go into 2 separate boxes, being Phoenix Blaze as well as the Millennium one as well. So a little bit more expensive to build, but it does get you halfway there. So that is going to be box number 1. Box number 2 that I would recommend going into would be the Ultimate Chaos box. So the Ultimate Chaos box has a few different decks that you can build, mainly Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Exo Sisters kind of. I mean, it has 1 card for Exo Sisters. Sword Soul is huge, Eldlich, and Ice Jades as well. So this box was a pretty insane box here. Let's go and start off with... we'll start off with Blue Eyes, I think. So let me change this real quick over here to the last 4 weeks. And Blue Eyes, you could build Blue Eyes free to play. This is a free to play list that is 25,000 gems. It is banned, unfortunately, because Majesty did go to 1. And you're playing Rhoda with this is the Herald line for the Shino Birds. This is the free to play option. If you want to play the pay to win version, you will need to have, I don't know, okay, there we go. The Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, and that will put you up that is a selection box card, so you wouldn't need that, unfortunately. So, but if you did go into the selection box, you do have a chance of Imperm, as well as getting that Blue Eyes and some Thunder Dragons. So it's not that bad of a selection box. I wouldn't recommend doing it as a free-to-play player, but if you manage to get lucky and get this card, that would increase your Blue Eyes list a lot. But you definitely could Cog with Blue Eyes. This Cog was from November 13th, so a while ago. Majesty is now at 1, so it is going to be harder. But this is a free-to-play version. Pay-to-win Blue Eyes version, if you want to see like a more optimal Blue Eyes version, it is going to get up there. You can see it's like around 35,000. The main thing being the Chaos Max is going to be the thing that brings up the price. Because you would like to get that card in a selection box. So, not ideal as a free-to-play player, but it is possible to pull. You also need probably this from either box chips. I don't remember if it's old enough for box chips, or you'd have to get this. And then these other cards as well. The next deck in the box is going to be... Let's go to Dark Magician next. Dark Magician's interesting. You can see here that he does have the Illusion of Chaos. The latest Dark Magician cog, I believe, was Coolzy. And you can see here, his list is only 37,000 gems, but it is $30 as well. So this is from the new box, or the Ultimate Chaos box. This can be bought from a structure deck. I believe you'd have to box chip the Paladin. These are... can be got from a structure deck. Magician Soul is from the new box as well. Soul Servant is a structure deck, so you'd only have access to one of these unless you did go for money, with the 2 extra ones. So that is probably the main thing there. I don't believe they give you the Dark Magician to structure deck for free, but if they did, you could buy get 2 of these, one with gems, one with money. I mean, one with gems and one with free, but unfortunately I don't think they did give you that. I think you had to go for 2, so maybe Dark Magician isn't completely free to play, but it is like fairly easy to build with just a little money. But let's go to an actual free-to-play deck that you can get from this box, which is going to be Ice Jades. Now, Ice Jades are a pretty okay deck. It's nothing crazy. The latest COG, this is a list from December 4th that got COG for 44,000 gems, but is mainly just the Ice Jade cards as well as Ice Barrier stuff. It has some Book of Moons, Cosmics, of course, and then the Slime. Egyptian God Slime does help out the deck a lot, so from Millennium Duel, which this is the Ultimate Chaos box. So, like, you'll see some parallels of, like, going into these boxes here, but Ice Jade's not going to be the craziest deck, of course, so do keep that in mind as well. But Blue Eyes is tier 1 currently on the tier list, so that is another reason to consider Blue Eyes. Ideally, you'd want more than 1 Kaiba Man. You'd want at least 2 Kaiba Man. And then finally... Oh, not finally, there's 2 more decks, technically. Eldlich. Eldlich is a fairly free-to-play deck as well that you can build. You can see here there's some Eldlich lists. The latest one, this one is Eldlich Shiranui, and this one is 33,000 gems from going into the old Shira box, as well as with just a few Eldliches and the Sanctuary of the King's skill. It's a pretty crazy skill that can definitely help get COG. So yeah, Eldlich is a nice deck to get free to play. And then, oh yeah, we just say Sword Soul. So Sword Soul is an interesting one. Sword Soul isn't quite free to play, because you do want to have 3 Ecclesias, but you can make up for it without the Ecclesias. Let me see if it actually pulls up. Alright, there we go. So here's the list. You can see 48,000, 42,000 on this one. 42,000 gems for Sword Soul is not bad. Now let's say you take away a build in the deck builder real quick. Take away one Ecclesia, that goes down to 37.5, and then you just add in another Iris. So you can see there that would be more of a free-to-play build right there with Sword Soul, and then you have everything in the extra deck there already, so that would be ideal. You could also probably go down to 2 Droll, or even just play other hand traps in general, and like look at how cheap Sword Soul gets. And Sword Soul is tier 2, so that is definitely worth building. If you get 3 Ecclesia, obviously that's going to help out a lot, but Iris is another skill target. Not quite as good, but it is doable. Honorable mention from this box is you do get Exo Sister Martha from the Ultimate Chaos box, so you would need to go into another box, unfortunately, but it is part of, where you go? Yeah, here we go. It is part of the box. If you do manage to pull a lot of Marthas and you have gone into the other Exo Sister box to get like 2 packs, let's say you have 2 packs, you got 1 Returnia, let's take out the Drolls, take out the Condemned. You could definitely cog with an Exo Sister list like this, but unfortunately you would need 2 run-throughs of another mini-box, as well as probably you could get away with 2 Martha, for sure. So you could probably get this for like 50,000 gems. Not super free-to-play, but it's just another piece of the puzzle that you would get from going into this box, which is nice. And I believe that is all the boxes. So the 2 boxes I would recommend so far are Millennium Duel, as well as the Ultimate Chaos. Those 2 boxes are insane value for free-to-play players. You can build lots of different decks there, and they're all able to get cog. The final box I recommend is the newest box. The newest box here can get you Bee Troopers, which is a pretty nice deck here. You can see this one for 24,000 gems. Got King of Games relatively recently. And you can see this is just free 2 Thaiatus, 3 Battalion C. You'll need 2 of these Scout Buggies, and the rest of this stuff is basically all in the same box that you can get. The new Fusion is not even in this deck, but it probably would be when they pull it. So do keep that in mind. So yeah, Bee Troopers is a nice deck, and then Predaplant is also another list that you could build from this. Let me go to top decks, the last 4 weeks. Free to play. You can see Preda, Prime, Invasion. The new skill does require 2 run-throughs to pull. I think you'd want 2 of these and 2 of these ideally. But 3 BIP list, 2 Saracenian, 20 card list, one copy of this, 1 copy of the Greedy Venom. All in total for 27,000 gems. They got cog on November 26th with this list. And yeah, I mean, you would still have to go into Starving Venom Invasion, as you would get 3 BIP lists. So you do see Starving Venom isn't the worst box, because it does give you Predaplants. It would give you more access to the Despia as well. So potentially not the worst box to go into, or you could use some dream tickets to finish out the cards if you already went into them. So yeah, so the decks that I recommend building for free-to-play players are going to be Bee Troopers, Predaplants, and then we have Sword Soul. So yeah, Sword Soul, Eldlich, Ice Jades. I guess I should do like the power level. So the power level of the free-to-play deck list would probably go... Chimera's the cheapest one, so we would go Chimera first. Then I would recommend probably Sword Soul, Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is going to be harder to build, though, once again, because you would need the ritual, so maybe, like, not quite Blue Eyes. Dark Magicians also does require some structure deck, so that one is a little bit out. But yeah, Chimera, Sword Soul, Ice Shades you can definitely build, but it's not that great. Eldlich is not bad, so Eldlich is a decent one to build. Where else would we at? What other decks? Yeah, Exos does once again requires some other boxes. I would definitely recommend Bee Troopers. Bee Troopers are pretty insane, and Predaplants are also nice as well. So I would recommend some of those decks there. Building Blue Eyes and Dark Magician free to play is possible, but a little bit harder. Let me know if I missed any decks, but I do think these boxes are insane values for free to play players. I'd recommend the Ultimate Chaos, as well as Millennium Duel and the Predator of the Abyss. This one, I should also mention, does give you access to Goddess, which is a pretty insane card. So highly recommend getting that card, at least at one of. So, yeah, I think that's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed, remember to hit that like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.